Join me today for homemade cinnamon rolls and a little bit of homemaking as I am getting ready for the holidays and all of the fun baking that comes with it. My husband is a huge fan of these homemade sourdough cinnamon rolls, and we love having them for breakfast on Christmas morning, but I always start making them a little bit early, and we have them a couple of times during the month of December. It's a dish that I really love to give out as gifts as well because they're so indulgent and delicious, and people have always really seemed to enjoy receiving them. I do think that these cinnamon rolls are a little bit of a labor of love. They're not overly complicated to make. It's just with rolling out the dough and then rolling up the cinnamon rolls and cutting them out. Just a little bit more work than goes into like a traditional baked good that I personally would make. I don't usually make things that require this much extra work, but they are so worth it. And once you've done it the first time, it becomes so easy to do. And right now I am just like straightening up the edges before I add the filling to roll everything up. You probably don't absolutely have to do that, but it makes it easier for me, I found, when I'm rolling them up and then measuring, because you want to try to get each cinnamon roll pretty consistent in size. Now, you'll see here in just a minute that I actually put a little bit too much filling here because I was trying to use everything that I had, but it does pour out a little bit, which is not a big deal. But if you decide to make some cinnamon rolls, you probably want to add just a little bit less so you don't make quite as big of a mess as I did during this process. Dental floss whenever I'm cutting out the individual cinnamon rolls, and I think it works really great. You just want to make sure that it's not like mint flavored because you don't want to get any of that mint flavoring there in your cinnamon rolls. But using the floss or maybe a really thin string would also work just as well. Is really easy, and I just cut the whole roll in half, then cut each of those halves into fourths and continue on that way, cutting all the pieces in half to help keep them the same size so that each roll is the same size so that they will all bake evenly and just look beautiful in the dish. The cinnamon rolls placed here in my pan, I'm going to pour over some heavy cream and then let them sit out and rise and soak up that cream. Now, I never promised that this was healthy. They are cinnamon rolls after all, and there's a reason they're so decadent. So Yes, you do just pour heavy cream straight on top and just let it soak in and get all ooey gooey and delicious. While those are rising, I'm just going around the house and just doing a little bit of tidying up. So in my daughter's room, we just had a bunch of toys out from where the kids were playing earlier this morning. So I'm just picking those up, and she comes running in here in just a minute, and I actually try to encourage her to help me pick up. And that's something I'm trying to do more frequently, is really encourage her to help, put her toys back away or put the plates in the sink, just little things that she can do to help out around the house. And she absolutely loves it. Like, she loves just being involved and doing whatever mom is doing. And I think it makes her feel really grown up and important. And it's just also so sweet to see her wanting to help. She says, keen up, mama. And I love it. She's so cute. The cinnamon rolls are baking in the oven and the house is starting to smell amazing. I'm just doing a little more tidying up around the house. It's kind of one of those things that just never quite ends, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's always something to be picked up and put away, something to be wiped down. So I'm always just working on it a little bit at a time, lots of multitasking. So right now I'm just cleaning off the table. And then, of course, there is always more toys and more toys to be picked up. So I'm going to move to the living room next and pick up even more toys. Because I'm sure I will get asked about why I'm encouraging my daughter to clean up and not my son, I just want to be very clear that this is not at all a gender issue or anything like that. My son is autistic and he just communicates differently. That just means his brain works a little differently. And so a task right now for him that has that many steps, like pick up toy, move the toy over, let go of the toy, drop it in the bin, all of those steps, and all of that processing, it just computes differently for him. And so it's a little bit more of a challenge. Now, that doesn't mean that he never has to pick up. He absolutely does. It just takes a little bit more intentionality on me because of his different ways that he communicates. But it's just not shown in this clip, me working with him. But he absolutely does just as many things around the house as she does. It just so happens that right now I am working with her. Now, we live next to a park, and these ducks come all the time, so I just couldn't help but showing them. They are so cute, and they're coming to eat some seeds that I had put out for them. Now, after the cinnamon rolls have finished baking, I'm just pouring the icing on top. And again, never claimed that these were healthy. They are most certainly not, but they are so delicious and decadent and very, very sweet. And that is why it's a special treat and not something that we have all of the time. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.